EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Silicon Valley. And with a foghorn sounding behind us, that can only mean one thing, and that is it's time for football at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Visiting sideline, their head coach. His guys, losers of 2 straight, hoping to get back on track here. Opposite him, the Niners' Kyle Shanahan. His guys also among the league's best, and this very well could be a Super Bowl preview. Nothing on the scoreboard, 0-0 as the offense gets ready to take over the football. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Now he's free at the 35. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey. That's career touchdown number 131, and it ties him with Chris Carter for number 8 on the all-time list. And the 49ers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Purdy. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Purdy looking to throw. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Purdy from the gun. Touchdown 49ers. Jerome Jennings, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to...
49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division.
Touchdown, 49ers! A big play there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often...
Now, following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. Purdy off the play fake. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. After a good punt, this offense will start with tough field position inside the 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 90 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Purdy. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Purdy now to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that one too wide and incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, and he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Back to throw again. Now he's going to step up and run. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
McCaffrey is in. Touchdown 49ers. And he continues to add on to his amazing touchdown total on the ground. That is number 25 for him on the year as he moves ever closer to the all-time record. So this offense will head back out there, already in excellent field position thanks to the interception. Throwing to start the drive. Purdy. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory, and During the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night, 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's third year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in for second half blowout material. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
53.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! Brandon Ayuk, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners open the lead up to 34-0. A familiar refrain, a turn. San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position, a couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter, and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Near his goal line, here's Purdy. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. A hit as he throws in this. Now the offense back out onto the field as they'll take over here in the final minute of this 3rd quarter. Shotgun now with Purdy. He's going to let this one go deep. That's caught at the 25. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Looking to throw. Purdy. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. '49er offense set to get this drive underway. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I we share that. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Play action. Now Purdy. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. McCaffrey on the counter. Deion Henley there on the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 14. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. You see Purdy, he's going to shift him around. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Juwan Jennings with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all. San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. Here's Purdy. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing on 2nd and long. Purdy looking deep downfield. They've got his man complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to try and go deep again. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Leads to 2nd and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Back to throw. Purdy. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.